Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and we are back with another reaction to Spy Family. We are now on to episode 4 of season 2, or actually I should just go with the episode numbers. It gets very confusing. But episode 29, which is called The Pastry of Knowledge / The Informant's Grand Romance Plan. So the last episode was a bunch of kind of mini episodes kind of built into one. But I think the main thing we could take away from those episodes was that we learned a little bit more about Yuri and how dedicated he is to his job and how committed he is to the government. And it just kind of, I feel like, was letting us as an audience know that when the inevitable confrontation happens between him and Lloyd, it's going to be interesting because both of them are very committed to their respective causes. And the only thing that's really in the middle of all that is Yor. As far as the actual plan, the actual mission that Lloyd is on, we really haven't seen much of that since last season, since last season. So I'm excited to see if we're going to get back into it and figure out what's going to happen now. Is Anya still going to go on with the plan that she's got? Is Lloyd going to still be coming at different angles? I'm curious because I do know that obviously since it's the grand plot of the show, we can't go into it too quickly, but I do feel like we need to make some more strides in that direction if Operation Strix is still very much a thing. So anyways, I'm not sure what the Pastry of Knowledge is about, but I'm very excited to find out. Let's get into the episode. But just before I do, a reminder that I do a lot of reactions here on the channel. And if you'd like to support me in that in any way and support my goal of hitting 20K in the new year, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button as well as a notification bell. And if you like this video, please show it some love with some likes and some comments below. I appreciate it very, very much. All right, that out of the way, let's get into this episode right about now. Why does this chef look like the devil? Oh. Listen, food is an amazing incentive to do a lot of things, actually. We're very simple creatures as humans. As long as it's something that gives pleasure, we will do a lot to make that happen. Is this Becky being the... Yeah. Exactly, you're gonna have to play along. Wow. We need to get her away from these J-dramas. It's getting serious up in here. Different classes. Oh. Just make new friends. Ancient language? What ancient language? Not baka. Oh. You know what's hilarious is now that this rumor is circulating, it's probably, again, that whole self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Now these kids who believe that they eat this thing, they'll be smarter when really they're just going to try harder. Not on you with the Naruto, run! Please don't run in the hallway. This show is amazing. Come on, girls. Come on, girls. Guess you're gonna have to suck up to him to see if he'll let you have it. I was about to say, I think you owe everyone a macaron after all that you did a couple episodes ago. Mm-hmm. That leaf will be avenged. Yep. Anya needs it the most if we're going that way. Not them battling over... Oh my gosh. Okay, now we're gonna gamble for them too. All right. Okay. I too do not know how to play Old Maid. There's so few card games I actually know how to play. But she can read minds though. She's like, thanks for telling me. Thank you. Was it? The smile, at least it's the evil smile's gone. Keep winning, Anya. That's right, girl. Beginner's luck. How? He doesn't actually believe that. No, how can they prove that you can read might? To Anya, they can't prove it, boo, but she's 4. How's she gonna know? She just has to have to, like, win every game. That's all. You sure? Okay, Anya, we need to work on your poker face, sweetie. We really need you to work on your poker face. Yeah, Anya, you really should have just gone with the first win. No, you're not dumb, sweetie. Tests in school are dumb. And they're a horrible, horrible judge of someone's intellect. Uh-oh, not Damien's kryptonite. Not Damien's kryptonite. Aww. You better pick that Joker, Damien. Take the L, bro. Because he's in love. Leave him alone. See? Uh-oh. He's looking a lot like Yuri there. One bite. No couth. Anya-chan? You okay? Daijouba? Something tells me she is still gonna fail. I appreciate that the sugar rush helped. Oh. It's okay, boo. Like, they really threw you into school unprepared. The walk. See, she is improving. It's just, she's never been to school. Well, that's just petty. Oh, that is a good question. Maybe wherever she was before. You should definitely file that away. That's so interesting. That to me is very petty. Like, she's 4. I understand that spelling and grammar are important. Believe me, I grew up with a parent that was very strict about that. But at 4, you want to be more worried about the correctness of her answers versus if they're spelt right. It wasn't a spelling test. Whose garden? Ah. Apparently not. I wonder if Yuri's part of that. Why? Of course. I'm like, this has to be tied to a woman somehow. He does nothing out of the benevolence of his heart. He's already gone. Sir, you are a hopeless case. Yes, exactly. You should do it on your own so you can actually take said credit with no guilt. Which you would anyways, let's be real. Not his guy trying to find everybody but himself to do the damn job. Wow, that is some high-tech stuff to find a cat. Also a gross misuse of government assets. Aww. Wow. The world of kitties is so cruel. Or maybe they're just wondering why this thing isn't moving. Cats can smell the difference between a real cat and a fake one, right? I'd hide. Yeah, what'd you expect? It's like crack for cats. You okay there, Yor? Not this top assassin being taken down by a couple of kitties. Yor, are you okay? What is going on? I think this cat's onto you, bro. Look at this cat's face, like, try it. That little ear twitch was like, try it, fool. You're never getting to that 2 feet. You need food or something, bro. Wait, what's going on now? Not a whole exoskeleton to get a cat. Allegedly. 15 minutes. Uh-oh. We can't see Yora's eyes, so it's not going to be good. The form! The absolute form! Yeah, you met your match, kitty. I hope Yora didn't get scratched up. Yep. It's 10 years of work, but hey, you might get some kitty now for the kitty. Wouldn't it be hilarious if that's actually not her cat? This cat has a look like it's gonna run away again immediately. Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, before you did all of that, Frankie, you should have done your research as an informant, as a spy, and figured out that she already had a man. I'm glad you're not bitter, because that was on you. Yes, get my married name right, sir. Married woman now. Interesting. This is really interesting because last season we only saw Yor do missions like very early in the season and then it was pretty much dropped. So the fact that this season so far we've had her on 2 missions already is very interesting. All right, guys. Well, that was a very cute episode. I think it was cute to go back to the school and see how Anya is doing. And she's still struggling a little bit with the whole academic side of things. But what was important to me is that they brought out the fact that she is actually improving in her schooling. Like, I think that there's some miracles being expected here from Lloyd. And I think that that's because of whatever he went through in his spy training, which he's done since he was very young. He clearly was able to adapt to new situations and learn things quickly, but he's just not understanding that for Anya, it's very, very different. And there's a lot of reasons for that. Like I've said this many times, that there's so many different ways to be smart. I think the school system is probably one of the least effective ways of determining someone's intelligence because there's just so many different ways someone can be brilliant that doesn't translate to tests and exams and research papers and reports. But in Anya's case, we know that she's got a lot going on. She's never just focusing solely on school like other kids are. She's also got this input of hearing everyone's thoughts around her as well, not to mention the fact that she's always a little too interested in what's going on with her father and her mother and what's going on in their secret lives. So yeah, she's highly distracted most of the time, which makes it a lot more difficult, I would think, for her to learn. It's interesting that the show's never really told us if Anya is able to completely zone out, or not zone out, but completely able to shut people out. Like we know she's got a range for being able to read certain minds, but I don't know if she's actually able to just shut everybody out and just focus on something if she wants to. My guess is she must be able to, otherwise she'd probably be going crazy by now. But anyway, I just think that for Anya right now, she's just never had such a structured environment. And we still don't know what happened to her at the facility that she was at before she was adopted. Because remember, she ran away from where she was. So we don't know what went on with her for those first few years of her life and what kind of structure or things they tried to put in place for her. And I almost feel like, and maybe I'm just stretching here, but I almost feel like Anya's kind of subconsciously rejecting this whole very rigid school schedule, possibly based on her past, because it was, from what we saw, very little in the first season. I don't think she had a lot of agency over her life at all when she was in the care of that facility. So now I feel like that now that she's got this control over her life and she gets to do things she enjoys, the school thing is probably also a bit of her like rebelling against being put into a situation where other people are controlling her environment again. But that's getting a little deep. But anyhow, it was still nice to see, though, that she is doing well. And I love that when they brought out the fact that one exam on ancient languages, of all things, Anya did really, really well, except for spelling mistakes, which, again, there are some people out there who are highly intelligent but will never remember how to spell certain things. And that's perfectly okay, because spelling is arbitrary, truthfully. But anyhow, but the fact that they brought that up, Lloyd noticing that she knows a lot about a language that at 4 years old she probably would not have had any previous exposure to, has tweaked his interest. But like he said, it's not enough to make anything out of right now. But we know that in shows like this, they don't drop tidbits like that for nothing. So what that's going to translate into, I'm sure we're going to hear more about that later. It's going to come in clutch later to some degree. But yeah, interesting little note about Anya. And then, of course, the stuff with her and Damien, as usual, is super adorable. I just really love the little dynamic that they have going on. That Damien's always acting like he can't stand Anya. But the second she ever looks upset or sad or scared, he just can't help himself. He can't help himself. He's got the biggest little crush on her, and it's so cute. But anyhow, second half of the episode was also very interesting with Frank, again, as usual, always trying to get a girl, always trying to do something to get a female's attention. And it didn't work out this time in the way that he thought. But we got to find out that he's actually quite the little inventor. But anyhow, I think that that was not just dropped for the comedy of it all. It's probably for us to know a little bit more about Frank and how he operates. And listen, I just hope the man finds a lady at some point because he is desperate. The desperation be radiating off of that guy. Yeah, really cute little side mission there with Yor getting to help out. And again, we're seeing that, I guess, Yor is fitting in quite well now with her coworkers. We know that last season she struggled with that because, of course, this job is a front. But more importantly, you know, in that culture, being the age that she was, unmarried, as she got old, it was going to make her an outcast, unfortunately. So now that she's married and, you know, things seem to be a little bit more what people expect of her, she's starting to finally fit in. And as we saw, she felt a lot better that she's no longer being looked at as someone that they need to worry about, which, as we saw last season, she was scared of because if people start to look at her too much, she might get caught for the actual job that she does, which she got called in for at the end of the episode. Looks like she's back to work again. So that's 2 missions in, 4 episodes? So like I said, I'm kind of liking that we're getting more action from Yor. And now that we saw that at the beginning of the second episode, or the second half of the episode, there's the mentioning of the garden taking out people, I'm starting to think that maybe Yor is a member of this garden, right? Because Thorn Princess, garden, elite assassins carrying out secret missions. It's starting to sound like that's what might be going on. So again, another layer to this very complicated family we've got going on. We got Yuri, who's part of the opposing government. We've got Lloyd in the agency, and then possibly Yor working for a shadow organization in the middle of it all. So the plot thickens and I enjoy it. So I really like this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please show some love to this video and we will see you in the next one.